All right, we're live. Take a look at what's going on with all of our positions. Kupang's back above VWAP. That looks good. SQM kind of failing VWAP. That's all right, though. We're already up 10% on the day. Euro's got a pullback. Uranium. I'm looking to add on to my uranium, probably around 24 or 21. Probably add a little bit at 24, add a little bit at 21. Kind of failing this rising wedge as expected. I didn't add on to Wolf. We were going to add on at 20. We did not add on just yet. Meta, we did not touch. We are up about 70% on our calls that we sold. Little pullback on our shares. PayPal has a really nice bounce, back above VWAP. Back above VWAP for the first time in 4 trading days. Coinbase not doing much today, and then the dollar is breaking out. So we closed half our contracts on the dollar for, what was it, 75% profit? And now we're holding the rest of the contracts. I'm looking for at least 26. Maybe, where's that pivot? 26 and a quarter. That'd be a nice level to test. There is a pivot at 26 as well, so we have 2 pivots above us. Bitcoin pulling back a little bit, losing that daily pivot. You are putting in a bottom warning on the Momo, but it has not been confirmed yet. Still holding that 55.8 level.
Oh yeah, power hour boys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Ethereum hasn't lost the daily pivot yet. You have a daily pivot at 4,000 and then one at 39.40. Lose those pivots, probably go down to 35, 3,600. Apple hit our 160 and 162 targets. Next target is 168, 170. It's like the only thing today that actually held on to its morning pump. Tesla had a pretty choppy day. You pumped in the morning, nuked, filled the gap, and the gap was the bottom. And now we're pumping again, back up 5% almost.
I should know, man. J Powell's back in town, man.
Big nuke today on Asana. If you guys have been looking at Asana recently, down almost 20%. Biggest nuke in one day that it's ever had. Hey, Peter, what's going on? Pretty much everything on my watch list sold off today. Looks like growth and a lot of these kind of semi-growth companies are getting pretty hurt today. Airbnb, Crowd, Asana, Overstock, Net, Snow. Pretty much anything that was running the past few months had a nasty sell-off today. Carr, Avis Group, the one that we talked about, had that massive short squeeze. It does look like you're going for a secondary breakout here. Keep an eye on that one. Volume starting to pick up. Airbnb actually doesn't look too bad down here if it holds on to 180, holding on to this gap fill. There is another gap at 173 though, which it did not fill. A really nice move on PayPal. You're almost at the upper VWAP band. Getting a lot of volume here. Dollar trying to break out, but there's just no volume. Qs is back to being green on the day. Filled the lower gap, coming back to retest VWAP. SPY back above VWAP. So is IWM. And so is Dow. Dow actually looks pretty good. The sell-off on Dow wasn't that strong.
Netflix back at the number. 660.
Yeah, Netflix is trying to retest this trend here, but it's kind of losing it. If it gets back above 680, doesn't look too bad. Commodities definitely getting hit here. SQM gapped up and then selling off, and then uranium selling off as well. How's CCJ holding up? Same chart, selling off a little bit. Nice breakout on USD JPY, so that thing continues. Dixie should start ripping. This does typically lead Dixie. Look at this monthly inverse head and shoulders. Got a long way to go before we trigger that, but long term, that's definitely what we're looking at. Euro USD nuking as well, so the dollar is getting very strong here. It all goes back to that one level we were watching way back here, the 2008, 2009 level. You had that high, the double top that we had in the GFC, bottomed us out in 2018 and in 2020. And now we kind of have that double bottom, putting in like a bulldog.
Bear div on 15. Dixie.
Hey, Mike. He said, if I may ask, those VWAPs were on the daily. Those VWAPs were on the 5 minute. This is all just the 5 minute. It's the daily VWAP, like the VWAP that restarts every day. Rusty said strong Dixie equals weak Bitcoin, right? They don't follow each other exactly, but if Dixie does break out or USD JPY breaks out very heavily, then yeah, Bitcoin does start to sell off. That's kind of what we're seeing right now too. What's going on, Joe? Yeah, Bitcoin had a fake out this morning as well. Right around the open of the stock market, it tried to pump, and then it nuked. Broke VWAP, nuked downward. Notice how when it pumped, VWAP barely moved. Because that was kind of a fake out. What's going on, Vicky? So when you have like a massive pump like that, but VWAP is pretty stagnant, it's usually a fake out. Hey, Jaga. Yeah, Vicky, we just tweeted about our Black Friday sale. It actually started today. It's very similar to the sale that we did last year. So if you guys use code Thanksgiving in all caps, THANKSGIVING, Thanksgiving, all one word, it will give you 50% off your first sub. So if it's your first sub on the Discord or indicators or the bot, anything on our website, it will give you 50% off the first time signing up. So if you guys have been looking to use the bot, it will also work on the bot. You guys can check that out. If you guys are looking to get everything in one package, I recommend the quarterly Discord. It comes with the bot, it comes with the indicators, it comes with the trading group, which is the Discord. And that's all in the quarterly price. But the code will also work on the individual indicators, the indicator bundle, anything on the website. So make sure to check that out. It's 50% off your first sub, code Thanksgiving. I'll type it in the chat. Yeah, the Powell news was definitely pretty good, Rusty. The renomination of Powell to the Fed chair. That definitely helped the markets this morning. To be honest, Peter, I would not be looking at altcoins right now. When Bitcoin is selling off like this, it is not the time that you want to be trading altcoins. Bitcoin is losing the buy zone of the range. It's also failing it on our retest, which is very bearish. If we go back to my other chart, we can see that we're losing a pivot. So when you have these sell-offs, we're holding support right now, but when you have those sell-offs, you really do not want to be trading altcoins. Because imagine what a 3% red day or a 5% red day on Bitcoin would do to altcoins. They get shredded. You'll have a few of them that will go up sometimes, but the majority of the market will get shredded. Even just on a 5% red day on Bitcoin, you'll see 10 to 20% sell-offs on most altcoins. And then if you see a 10% red day on Bitcoin, they're getting liquidated. The altcoins are getting wrecked. So you really want Bitcoin to find a support, go sideways, or slowly go up. You do not want to trade altcoins when Bitcoin is going down like this. Unless you're willing to buy the dip and hold on for like a long time, like hold on for a year or something like that. That's a different story. That's investing. Like if you're investing, you don't care about short-term movements, then yes, you can buy the blood. But if you're trading, you do not want to be trading. Unless you're shorting, you could be shorting. But shorting altcoins is very hard unless you get a really good entry, because they can pump like 10% out of nowhere and they wreck your position. Is Bitcoin headed to 50K? 50K is a little low. I think if we lose this support, you'll probably go down to 52.7, 53. If it does go to 50K, that's a lot of support. You have the 200 EMA, you have anchored VWAPs, you've got pivots. Like that, it's a big psychological number. 50K is a big number. If it goes back down there, it will probably get bought up pretty quickly. Yeah, Vicky, it should work. It should work in that case. If it doesn't, just send me a message on Twitter and I'll see what's going on. Rusty said, can you walk through ES move today and how you would have handled it? Looking for lower targets. So let's take a look. So if you're looking at ES, the first thing you always want to do is you want to watch the VWAP levels, right? So taking the open of the session, or yesterday's session, I mean, we have the value area high, value area low, and then we have the POC. So let's just imagine like we don't see today. Like we could even go to, where's the replay button? Right here. Oh, I can't replay for ES. Well, just imagine we don't see this. So when we open, it opens at 6 p.m. So it would have opened at 6 p.m. yesterday, Eastern. What did it do right away? Right away, it tested POC, and then we bounced. So right away, it was bullish. And then we broke the value area high. That was also bullish. Then we retested it twice, both times holding above. Had a little swing failure there. Also bullish. So the four things that we've seen today before the open were all bullish. So that was kind of indicative that a morning pump was going to happen. And then we had the morning pump. At that point, we could watch the VWAP. So then we have the VWAP coming in. And then once we lost VWAP, right around there, that was when you started to get bearish. And then you lost, actually, let's do it this way. So this profile doesn't really give us anything to work with. It's just an elongated outside day. Doesn't really give us much to work with. We created some nodes and then we lost them. So basically once you lost these nodes, it was getting bearish. Well, let's take that away. So then if we use the previous day as our volume profile, let's pretend like we don't see today, right? I'm trying to give you examples of what you could use not in hindsight. We don't really have a whole lot of support right here. So we have like a gap right here. And then we have like a little bit of a node right here, but not really. And I'll color code these so it's easier. So basically once we lose this level, you're probably going to go down to this level because there's kind of a gap right there. So once we hit that, then you're looking for the value area high, POC, value area low. So you tested the value area high, kind of swung through it right here, bounced off the POC, which was very bullish. And then from there, once you reclaim VWAP, which we just did, now we're bullish again on the day. So let me get rid of this. So we have VWAP right here, POC, and then value area low is way down here. Those are the three main levels and the value area high. Those are the levels you want to be watching for on ES. If we lose VWAP, you look for POC, and then you look for value area low. If you hold above VWAP, maybe on a retest, or you start to consolidate, you want to look for the value area high. You break above that, we have a little bit of a node right here. Yeah, I typically use 15-minute or 30-minute confirmation exactly. If I'm ever scalping ES, which I was doing a lot of like a month or two ago in Discord, if you guys were in Discord, I was using mainly 30-minute ES, and then I would look at like 15-minute candles as well. But yeah, on the 30-minute like I'm using right now, you can see how these wicks are all reacting to these levels. And this is not hindsight. These are levels from yesterday. So it doesn't use any hindsight. But yeah, so if we stay above VWAP here, just look for the value area high, which we kind of already tested right there. And then the node. If you lose VWAP, you're looking for 47.14 and then 47.04. Peter, did you try putting in the discount code and it still wants to charge you full price? Let me take a look at the code real fast, guys. Yeah, you should be fine. It says you can use it on new subscriptions or renewals or existing ones, so it should work. It's code Thanksgiving, not Black Friday. Black Friday was an old code that we used to use back in the day, but the code is Thanksgiving. No space, all caps. It worked? Okay, awesome. So as soon as the stream's over, if you guys buy during the stream, I'll give you guys access. Yeah, Rusty, the 30-minute and the 50-minute are really helpful in ES because a lot of times you'll get those like little fake out candles. And they recover very nicely on the 30-minute. Hey, Wade, what's going on? What's my view on Sandcoin? So like I said earlier, altcoins are not a good idea right now. But I'll take a look. This one's actually holding up pretty nicely. So we had the breakout. Why is my chart all messed up? What is going on here? So there's a few different fibs that we can take here. We could take this fib if you wanted kind of a longer term trade. Shorter term, you could take the original fib, like way back here. If you took the original move, this would lead you to a $5 final target. If we extend this, you're still looking at $5, but then your next targets would be 620, 650, and then 790. That would be like the long-term trade. I do like this fib because it has very beautiful retests. You had a beautiful retest there of the 50, nice retest there of the 382, then a nice retest there of the 0.13. This fib is pretty strong. But yeah, you'd be looking for 480 and 516 as your next targets. And then if it loses like 418, $4, just look for these previous fibs. EGLD, let me take a look. This one's actually ripping too. Some of these altcoins are still ripping even though Bitcoin's not doing well. The next target on EGLD is 508. These are the same targets I gave you guys like a while back. They're still in play. So it's hit 4 of our targets. There's only 1 target left. 508. What's my favorite broker for stocks? You said you mainly trade crypto, but you would like to start playing with some legacy markets. I use Tastyworks and TD Ameritrade. Tastyworks is mainly for options. You can use, I'm using them for stocks right now as well. Their platform is mainly built for options, but stocks are just as easy. But if you want a platform that's like built for stocks, TD Ameritrade would probably be better. Thoughts on RETO? Looks like a penny stock. Well, it is a penny stock, but it looks like a penny stock that only moves on news. It's Stuff that looks like this is typically like very news driven. So obviously they had good news and then either bad news or maybe the good news just turned out to be fake. But there's nothing I can really tell you about this chart because it's news driven. It's very clearly news driven. Technically wise, you could come back to like 80 cents. You always want to look for where the pump started. It's like the pump started right here. So that would be the obvious support. And then if it does start to bounce, you're just looking for the gap fill. That's the obvious target. You could also target the $0.50 because those are big psychological numbers on pennies. But it's a dog shit penny stock. It's only going to move on news. So I'll be right back. Wonder what all that noise was. The people are here to cut the grass, the neighborhood grass. They come in the winter when the grass doesn't even grow. Waste of money, if you ask me. Peter said, talking about altcoins, Shiba is also an interesting one for me. Sucked up with it a couple times, but now it's behaving somewhat better. Yeah, let's take a look. So this one's pulling back pretty hard, just kind of doing that altcoin pattern where you have a massive pump on news, or it's a meme coin, right? So if it gets a lot of attention in social media, it starts to pump, and then it just bleeds out when the news is gone. These are very easy to play. You just draw out fibs. So you could take a fib from like here to here, and that would give you the fib targets for the breakout. And then we already hit all of our targets here. So we can go ahead and draw a new fib. And this is pretty bad because, let me turn off logarithmic here. You're losing all of your levels. So these are your major supports. And you've lost every single one. Retest, failure, retest, failure, retest, failure. So until we reclaim the 618, which is 4822, it's going to go back down to the original breakout point. There is another fib somewhere around here, the 786. I don't really use the 786. Yeah, right there. That could be a support as well. I'm guessing the bot has been in a sell on this for some time. Yeah, the bot sold on this on November 4th, so you're in a pretty big sell. Kobe, I'm streaming on YouTube as well. The majority of my viewers are on YouTube. So if you don't see any messages, it's because they're talking on YouTube.
Oh, you're not talking to yourself, Deja?
Yeah, I'm making up questions, Chip, so I have something to talk about on stream. Actually pretty good at it.
I saw this thing on TikTok yesterday where the TikTok creators tell each other to like just grab alternate accounts and ask themselves questions in their
Oh,
open
God.
videos. Kind of smart, really.
It is smart. If you have like no viewers and you need something to talk about,
Yeah.
maybe I'll start doing that. PayPal not liking that upper VWAP band. Might pull back to VWAP at 188. This is already the best bounce we've seen. You can see the past 3 trading days never once got above VWAP. And now we're breaking VWAP and hitting the upper band. We still have a very, very long way to go. My average on PayPal is like either 240 or 230. It's somewhere around here. So we're underwater pretty hard on that. Yeah, we're down about 20%. It's our biggest losing position right now. Everything else we're pretty green on, except for Wolf. That's another one of our losing positions. This one's kind of sad because we were up pretty big on this and then it just nuked. It nuked on good earnings. I'm okay to hold this. I'm not planning on selling Wolf or PayPal before the end of the year. I don't want to pay taxes on these, obviously. They'd actually be losses. I'd be collecting losses, so I actually could close them before the end of the year. But I want to hold them, so I'm going to hold them through the new year. See how they perform Q1. If they're still nuking Q1, then I might close them, take the loss on them. But PayPal, most likely not. PayPal, I'll probably hold on to. Petco, I might close Petco. PayPal, I will not take a loss on. I'll hold this company for like 10 years. I look at PayPal more as an investment than a trade. I rarely ever do this, though. I rarely ever buy stocks that are nuking like this and then I add on to them. I never do that. So it might burn us. I'm usually pretty good about cutting my losers pretty quick. So what are my thoughts on the Russia rumors invading Ukraine? Do you think the markets can get affected? I have not been following that much, to be honest, because that is a rumor like almost every single year. Because Russia is always showing aggression towards Ukraine. So it's not like new news, you know what I mean? Like it's a thing that happens all the time. I do agree that it seems like they're more serious this time, but it always seems that way. That's the problem. Like every time they do it, it always seems like they're more serious than the time before. And how will it affect the market? It all depends on how it happens. Like if they just slowly ease into Ukraine and basically just fucking annex Ukraine without any casualties, then I don't think the markets are going to give a shit at all. But if they start like a massive thing with it, maybe there's like a fucking battle or something. I can't see Ukraine even trying to fight back. But if it becomes a big thing in the headlines across the world, it could be pretty negative. But I don't think the markets care right now. I think the markets are solely focused on tapering. They're solely focused on the Fed, who they're going to appoint as their chairman. Right now, it's looking like it's going to be Powell. The U.S. markets, I don't think they really care too much about what happens in Ukraine, sadly. I have not been keeping up with that at all, so I don't really know much about it. Oh, nice little pump on Petco there. Big volume, nice. Any of you guys in that area locally? I know a lot of you guys are European. Any of you guys know more about that? Like, what's their reasoning this time? Why are they being so aggressive towards Ukraine this time?
They're seeing how weak we are, so Russia's like, fuck it, might as well just invade. US ain't gonna do nothing about it.
What's the ticker, Brian? I'm not in any scalps right now, Opus. I'm only in long-term positions. I closed half of my UUP contracts, the dollar position that we've been holding since March. I closed half my contracts for a 75% gain. We're holding the rest of them. Because I closed my original contracts, it's changed my price average on Tastyworks. So now my price average says it's in the 40s because that's where I bought the second half. So technically on the second half, we're up over 100%. We're up like 125% or something like that. But based on the entire stack, my average was like, I think it was like 55 to 60. They're currently going for like 95. So we're not up that much. But I'm planning on holding them until like 26, maybe 26 and a quarter. Right now it's at 25.88. But that's the only thing I've closed recently. EFI USDT. Let's see. So the first thing about this that I noticed is not on any big exchanges like Binance or FTX, or it might be. Is it on a perp? Let's see. No, there's no perp. Yeah, so that's a little scary when they're not on big exchanges. It could mean you're getting in early though. But yeah, let's take a look at it. So very standard 618 retrace. It is failing the 382 though. When you bounce off the 618, you want to reclaim the 382 pretty easily. And then you could go for a retrace all the way back into the high. But right now it's failing the 382. So most likely we'll go back into the buy zone, could give a double bottom. As long as it maintains above like 1.25, doesn't look too bad. If you get below 1.25, then it's probably going to retrace back down to either $1 or around 80 cents. Let's take a look at our indicators, see what the indicators say. Yeah, same thing here on the indicators. A lot of support coming up, but if you lose that support, probably go back down to the pivot around 90 cents. Francisco, I take trades on stream whenever they happen. We've taken trades on stream before as long as I'm looking for trades at that time. I have not been scalping, so you guys don't see me scalp or anything on stream. But there have been plenty of times over the past few months where I've taken trades while we were streaming. But it's only if I'm getting in a trade towards the end of the day. You got to understand, I'm only streaming 1 hour of the day. So trading in that 1 hour time frame is going to be pretty rare. If you want to see all my trades live, that's what the Discord's for. I post all of my trades in my channel. Except for my scalps, I don't post my very short-term scalps. For good reason, I don't want you guys to blindly follow my scalps. Most of them are very quick trades. I don't want you guys just to be blindly opening and closing trades when I am. Especially trades that are going to be done in less than 30 minutes. But all of my midterm, even like short-term swing trades, long-term stuff, it's all posted in my channel. We've been posting our trades live for almost, 4 years now? Sometimes when I'm in voice chat, I will call out some scalps. I haven't been doing that recently. I haven't been taking any scalps recently. But sometimes I will call them out in voice chat. I try not to like blatantly tell you guys that I'm buying and selling, but I will give a lot of hints. Like I'll say, oh, this looks really good. If it breaks this level, it's probably going to go to here. I'll give you a lot of hints, but I try not to just give you signals. One, for legal reasons. Two, because I don't want you guys blindly following me. I think you guys need to be making your own trades and learning on your own. That's been the whole point of my stream and the Discord for the past few years. Vicky, there's actually a way to fix that. Let me grab a link for you. What is your you probably don't want to post it in don't post it in YouTube. Can you message me on Twitter or on Discord? Message me the email that you used to sign up, and I'll disconnect your Discord, and then it will ask you to reactivate it. Yeah, send me a message on either Twitter or Discord. Or if you're more comfortable emailing, send me an email on the admin email. Check Rivian. Let's take a look. What's their ticker again? RIVN? Let's see. Hey, look at that. Johnny, that level that I was talking about, 106.75, fucking came down and tapped that level almost to the penny. Those $100 puts would have printed. So this level, when there's an IPO, there is almost always massive block trades that come in during the IPO. And you can use those block trades as like a level that the big boys will try to protect, excuse me. And those block trades were coming in at 106.75 for Rivian. So the big boys are going to try to protect that level at all costs, because once it starts going below that level, their block trades are going to become underwater. So if Rivian loses 106.75, say like 106, probably going to nuke down to like 90. But if you can hold here, you've got a couple of easy gap fills that you could target. 128 and then 145. Very hard to chart this though, because it's very new. Not a whole lot of price action on this one. I'd keep an eye on the 200 EMA on the 5-minute. If it gets above 124, that would look pretty good. Thoughts on docs? Let's take a look. This thing's selling off a little bit. It might be going for a gap fill. There's a gap at $53. You're almost there. And sadly, it's already come this far. It is most likely going to fill that gap. If you see a move like this, if it bounced before the gap fill, that'd be a little concerning. You would expect it to fill the gap if it's come all the way all this way. Once it fills the gap, you want it to reclaim that $63 level. And then if it breaks back above that, it would look pretty good, because that'd be like a range reclaim. You'd be reclaiming this little range right here. Do I use market structure for trading? Yeah, that's very standard stuff. So I would hope pretty much everybody is doing that. But yeah, I use market structure, basic price action stuff, volume profile, obviously all my indicators. Market structure is just like a vague way of saying price action, really. Hey, John Gamble, I appreciate the $5 tip, man. You said, can you check Kate Coin? Kate Coin? Let's take a look. What's the ticker? It doesn't show up. The only one I can see on here is wrapped BNB Kate coin. Is that the one you're talking about? Peter said, I bet the whole thing with Ukraine is all about gas and oil. Yeah, it most likely is. Coin market cap. If it's not on TradingView, I can't really do analysis on it because obviously I don't have any of my indicators or anything. So it's going to be pretty hard. I can take a look at it on coin market cap. Let's see. But there's not really anything that I can tell you. Unless coin market cap has gotten a lot better and they have charts now. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't let me do a TradingView chart on this. There's nothing I can really tell you here, sadly. Looks like it's bleeding out a little bit though. This is kind of like a descending triangle pattern. You can see how we put in a low, tried to pop, lower high, bottomed out, and now we're bleeding into it. So if it bleeds below this level, 464, looks like 460, it's gonna bleed out pretty hard, probably back down to like the 3,000 range. If it can get back above like 5,000, then you'd look for around 67, 6,500. But yeah, it looks like it's bleeding a little bit. Yeah, John, if this pulls back and fills that gap, that wouldn't be a bad entry if it holds onto that gap. No problem, Gamble. Seeing a lot of new names in stream, guys. If you guys are new to my content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I do stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We release a weekly watch list every Sunday as well. So if you guys didn't check that out already, go take a look at that after the stream. It's called Summary of Markets. It should be the video that I posted yesterday. I believe it was week 93, I think it was. Yeah, we do a weekly watch list every Sunday, and we live stream every day, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We will not be streaming Thursday or Friday this week, guys. I'm going to be taking those days off for the holiday, obviously. The market is closed Thursday. I think it's closed Friday. I need to double check on that. It might be a half day, or I think it's closed. I need to check. But I will not be in Discord. I will not be streaming Thursday or Friday. And then we'll be back to normal back on Monday. I'll be streaming normal time tomorrow and Wednesday as well. So just Thursday and Friday will be a little different. You said, do I wait for at least 50% retracement to mark structure range? Could you please show a quick example? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. There's not like a specific percentage that I look for if I'm trying to mark out like a range or anything. What I normally do, and I talk about this in my accumulation distribution videos. If you watch those videos, you'll understand. I look for like impulses. So like if there's an impulse down, and then it starts to find a bottom, and then it finds a nice top, that's when you can start to grab that range. So kind of like right here, you found a bottom, and then you found a top. Then I can grab that range. Same thing for like pushing up. I look for an impulse, and then a very obvious high, and then a very obvious low, and then you can grab the range. Another thing that I do is, what were we just looking at? Let me see. We'll just look at like, what's running recently? Yeah, we'll look at Facebook. So another thing you can do is like when you have impulses, you can grab Fibonacci from like the low to the high. And that will also give you the retracement levels. But that's like the only system that I use where you're looking for exact like 50%, 61% retracements. All the other stuff I do doesn't really matter. But I have a ton of videos on that. If you go to my How to Trade playlist on YouTube, accumulation, distribution, and Fibonacci videos go over that. It's play, I said, any undervalued, oversold stocks you're looking at. As far as oversold goes, the only thing that I'm really trading right now is PayPal. Coupang is actually another one, but this one, I'm honestly, in the hindsight, I wish I would have sold it at my target. So I had a $30 target here. We were selling calls, and we were selling covered calls. So we bought shares, and then we sold $30 covered calls. We took max profit, or almost max profit. I think it was like 75% on our calls, but I should have closed my shares, to be honest. And I make this mistake a lot. That's why I don't really sell covered calls too often, because I always make this mistake where I don't let go of my shares when I should. So in all honesty, I'm kind of holding the bag on Coupang right now. I'm actually like break even, because this is where we bought the first time. But we gave up a lot of profit. But I'm going to start selling some more calls on this in case it goes down. But yeah, besides this and PayPal, all my other stocks are, they're trending up, except for Wolf. But this is kind of ranging. SQM's ripping, uranium pulling back a little bit, but uptrending. Meta's ripping. And then the dollar's ripping. I like Facebook a lot too. Reclaim the 200, inverse head and shoulders, but it's very choppy, so it's kind of hard to trade here. I have a much better entry. We entered this way down around like 320. So entering here is a little hard. Entering down where I got it, that would have been kind of where you wanted to get in. I see on my other monitor, SPY and Qs are nuking here. This is not a good close. Very, very nasty close. I'm debating on closing my SQM on the gap up today. I should have closed it on the morning. We were up 12% just on the day. I might close my shares here. I hate closing on days like this, though. Even though we're nasty, though, it's still up 7%. My target was 70 short term. Long term, I'm looking for like 75, 80. But it topping out at 70 makes me want to close my shares. To be honest, I might go ahead and take profit on these. Let me take a look. We're up a little over 10% on our shares, which is not bad. We've only held these shares for, I think, a week or two. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close these. My target short term was 70. And I actually said it this morning. I was like, oh, it's at 69 now. I should probably close these. And I ended up not doing it. So we took a little $2 haircut from our shares. But I'm going to go ahead and close these for a little over 10% on our shares. Let me do that real fast. Man, this Tastyworks app is really annoying. That's one thing about Tastyworks. If you guys like to trade on your phone, I do not recommend Tastyworks. Their app is really bad. Okay, we closed SQM. We'll take this gap as a gift. JMA always says that. Gaps are gifts. Would have been a really nice gift in the morning. We gave up a little bit over... Gave up about 4%, but we still made 7% on the day, so we'll take that. We're going to keep an eye on this, though, because I do love trading SQM. This is one of our biggest gainers of the past 2 years. We started buying this around... I don't even know. It was like in the 20s or 30s. And then we closed it at 44 to 47. And then I missed out on this little pump right here. And then we got back in recently and then just sold it. So we've caught almost the entire move from the 20s all the way to here. But we missed out on this little chunk right here. So besides that chunk, we've made the entire move. So I'm looking to get back in this as soon as possible. Maybe when it fills these gaps. Or if it pulls back to retest the highs. That wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, this is one of our biggest gainers of the past 2 years, so we're going to keep milking it. Let me update my channel real quick in Discord. Okay, so today we closed half of our UUP for a nice little gain, and then we closed our SQM for a nice little gain. Not too bad. They're two of the only reasons why we're green on the day, even though the rest of our portfolio is very red. My dollar position saved my day. SQM is cash money. Great call on that. Yeah, it's a great company to trade, dude. Very good. It's my favorite lithium company. Do I think Zoom will get wrecked? Zoom has been bleeding out for a while now. It's kind of in the same boat as PayPal. Problem with Zoom, does it have any pivots right here? Yeah, no. So we had like a little falling wedge, popped up, failed that level around 280, and then nuked. We don't have any major pivots until like 160, which is really bad. You're losing the monthly trail too.
What happened to the market?
It's
Wasn't
nuking.
it just green?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Holy shit.
This is a very bad close on SPY. Very bad close. Swing failure on the high, engulfing like 4 days.
Look at Q's, bro.
Yeah, nasty.
Oh
Very
my
big
God.
volume too.
Yeah, at the end, dude, too. Like they hammered the close. Look at on a smaller time frame chart, like fucking
Yep.
few minutes. Oh my
Failed
gosh.
VWAP and just nuked.
Holy shit.
No bueno. This is what I was talking about on stream last week. It's a little scary because IWM is nuking, and it typically takes anywhere from 5 to like 7 days for SPY and Qs to catch up to IWM. So if IWM is nuking, typically about a week later, SPY and Qs will start nuking. And this thing has been nuking since November 8th. So it's been nuking for 2 weeks. So this could be the catch up to start nuking thanks to the small caps. But all right, guys, I'm going to call it a stream. Appreciate you guys being here. As always, like I said, no stream Thursday, no stream Friday, due to the holidays, obviously. We do have our Black Friday sale going on the website. So if you go to oasistrading.io, you will see the banner. It will have the code and the details. The code is Thanksgiving in all caps. It will give you 50% off your first sub to either the Discord, the trading bot, the indicators, whatever you use on the website. It will give you that 50% off. So check that out. That will be going on until next Monday. And then we are going to pull that promo. So if you guys are interested in joining the Discord or you're interested in testing out the trading bot, make sure to check out that discount. Code is Thanksgiving, all caps. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. If you guys are in Discord, I'm going to be posting the analysis in a little bit. So make sure to check out that channel later today. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out, guys.